Boom, boom, boom. Hey, listen to that lung capacity. Pretty good. Hey, Instagram, it's me, T, for the past tense. Take the train to me. I wasn't even trying. In fact, I didn't even take a full. I didn't even do anything. And I was doing maybe. You know, they have that circular breathing, that circular singing, that circular, people who do that, Leonard Coleman and Frank Sinatra and people like that. Actually, I heard, what's his name? R. Kelly did it on some, for whatever have you. Hey, I was supposed to have a fraternity meeting. Zoom wouldn't let me through. I couldn't get through on Zoom. This is what I see. I do not trust technology. Don't get me wrong, I use it, but I don't trust it. I mean, that's why I have my trusty book. See the trust. Okay, sorry about that. Hey, oh look, this is a Grand Rising report, and I'm reporting. I'm supposed to have a fraternity meeting. This will be the last one before I get to New York. New York's supposed to be. I don't know what's going to happen, but as far as I'm concerned, I'm not concerned. Grand Rising report. Hey, look. Oh, it's blue light. So, shout out to Blue Light Brigade. Since we still got our marching orders. Hey, Blue Light Brigade, I have something to share with you. I was using the old technology. You know, the one with the pen and the paper, right? Because I'm here in India. I'm in southern India, and sometimes it's hot. I mean, it's really hot. Especially after, you got to be like not early in the morning. So right, you might go out. Well, now it's before sunrise. I mean, it's Grand Rising report. However, but before say 9 o'clock, maybe 10 o'clock, you get stuff done. Because after 11, it starts getting hot. Then you got to sort of do stuff after 4, and people usually are hanging out at night. Just say, people see everybody out, and the whole family's outside and blah blah blah. Hey, you should visit different cultures and see how people do different things. Very interesting. Anyway, so in the afternoons, I do take a nap. But sometimes I just chill. I mean, I'd be chilling. Sometimes I look at the internet. Sometimes I'll be reading. Oh, that's right, I got to read. I got to pick out my to-go for the weekend. Let me put this right here so it'll be, well, it's always right there. But I want it to be really so I can see what's going on, so I'll put it right here on my writing table. Because am I going to do some writing? I'm not sure, but I'll do some reading right there. To-go, right? Anyway, so I was checking out some stuff, and of course, people be paying attention to, I don't know, gossip, and they be paying attention to, just whatever they be. K-Dot released a new thing. It was a nice film, love thing. Beefs are going on. The dumpsters talking. Stuff. I got to pay attention to stuff that's happening in South Africa. All kinds of stuff be happening, right? But most of all, you know what I'm going to say, Blue Light Brigade? I pay attention to my commander-in-chief, Captain Ibrahim Traore, my Commander Ibrahim, as I call him. Hey, I can name anything I want. Why? Because I don't know why. I just do that anyway. Anyway, so I look at several things. I think I brought this up before. I did bring this up. Barack Obama trying to stay relevant. You know how these people do. Here's what I learned about politics. I learned this from Denny Farrell, a New York politician up there, Raymond Jones Club, a classic club. Charlie Rangel came out of. They deposed. They deposed Adam Clayton Powell Jr. and it was a mess anyway. And then they had Long Range. Then it was responsible for David Dickens and all the rest of that stuff. That they weren't responsible for turning Harlem white. I'll just say it, and a bunch of other stuff, whatever. Anyway, well, Denny Farrell once somebody said, a politician. This is a famous saying to other people. Yeah, he's probably not the first person to say other people. A politician does. He sees where the people are moving, and he jumps in front of them. You know, you read the wind. You read which way the wind is blowing. I mean, that's what I told you all this before. Remember I told you that Donald, when he first got that first time when he really got elected, all he did was listen to Michael Savage. Whatever Michael Savage was saying, that's what the middle of the country was doing. He just said what Michael Savage said, and that's how he became this right winger. Because up until then, he was just the Donald, you know. And then he got trapped in it, and that's the problem. You get trapped in your own. As Kurt Vonnegut Jr. would say, you are what you pretend to be. You become what you pretend to be. So if you pretended to be this great, elegant spokesman, blah, 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 that's what happens. And, you know, oh man, it's interesting to see Barack Obama flame out. Wow. I mean, really flame out. First he loses the black men. Well, that was a while ago, you know. Then he loses the black, and then he loses his black wife, and now, you know, it's I don't know. So he's got to stay relevant. So I guess now he's trying to jump on the African, what's happening in Africa bandwagon. You know, making little speeches to the white folkies or the wannabes or whatever they are. You know, and he's saying like, yeah, Africa is please, right? So anyway, this whole back and forth, and Ibrahim Traore, let me say this. Let me put it this way. Talk about politics. There's an election going on right there. There is a democratic movement, a democracy, not democracy. That's the Democrat. That's a party. There's a democracy moving. There's a democracy movement going on the planet right now, or on the continent of Africa. It's a democracy movement. You know what democracy is supposed to be? That's what they tell me. I don't believe none of this stuff because it's just dictated by you know, or what do you call that? Machines and stuff like that. Democracy is supposed to be like, you know, the will of the people. I suppose. I didn't look it up. I'm just saying what I witnessed. I mean, I'm sure there's some definition someplace. I'm sure the philosophers got definition, the academics got definition, the Hudi Hada got definition, the Hudi Hada, they got definitions. My definition as a person running around the planet is democracy is what people be doing. Well, that's actually culture. But I'm just saying, movement. Now, here's a democratic democracy movement that's going on. People are voting. So, oh, well, yeah, I didn't know about this vote. It's almost May. I know May 1st is like, you know, whatever day with the maypole and stuff like that, and later on in May is Africa Day. He must be talking about Africa. So you're seeing this, so I think it's May 25th. Usually it's May 25th. I don't know. Sometime I did a speech on Africa Day one time. A couple of people know there in Eastern Cape. That's not the point. So I guess we're leading up to an election, a voicing of Democrat principles on Africa, because May 25th, Africa Day. Now you say, well, I still ain't heard. Brother, would you stop? Get to the damn point. I'm sorry. Get to the darn point. You know, you got the book in front of you. Look at the book and tell us what's going on. Okay, I'll tell you what's going on. You know, there's a movement when the peoples all over, from all stripes or whatever, all over the continent. Let's just stay on Africa. I know I'm in India right now, but let's talk about Africa. Right? They're all doing stuff. They're all doing stuff in one accord. They're all in, I don't want to say lockstep because that's a whole German thing. They're all the same momentum, the same spiritualness. That's not good. The same wave, the same momentum, the same connections, right? They're all in the same. Did I say accord already? The same accord. I like that word. Why? Because English major, undergraduate degree. I gotta use those kind of words, right? I don't know. They're all of. Oh, let me give you action. This is one of my favorite academic words. They're all of the same notion. If you're ever in academic circles and you want to prove your bona fides. I'm sorry, let me talk black right now. You want to prove your bona fides. That's the black way of saying bona fides. If you want to prove, all you got to do is somewhere in the conversation you drop like, well, you know, there's a rigorous notion. Rigorous. That's another academic thing. There's a notion that's going on. What it is, it's everybody. We're talking. Let me go to my books. I know it already, but I'm just going to see. I even got the thing. I think page right here. I made notes. See, I'm gonna get to see that highlighted note right there. I'll tell you what that is in a bit. Okay. But that there, well, right here in this bottom, I'm just making notes all over. This is just little notes. This is other notes, but this is like little notes. I'm gonna read this note right there. It says, there is a voting going on. I can't read my own writing, but I know what I was trying to say. Oh no, I see. Oh, there's a voting going on now. There's voting on anyway, and the voting involves this over this side here. I'll be writing all the time. There are people that can read my writing. When I get back to Eastern Cape, my wife can read my writing, so she'll tell me what that is. In the streets, you got the poets and you got the artists, right? The poets are poeting. They're taking, I guess the modern way for the hip hoppers to say, they got, the man got bars, the myth, the legend. The commander, Brother Terrore, the Commander Terrore. I'm gonna call him brother sometimes. I'll throw that in there. Right? He got bars, and people, the artists, the graffiti people, they're putting their bars up. The poets are mouthing the bars. I guess sooner or later the hip hoppers, they'll get hip and they'll be barring the bars, right? I mean, I say barring the bars. It's not bar. It's like black. You know, you're not barring it. You're barring it. Anyway. Bars like. Let me give you some bars here. This second. Now can I read my? I gotta do that. I'm gonna start doing some eye exercises so I can get my vision back or whatever. I sort of like the reading glasses. I like to sit down and read them and see the chair, my hammock chair. Well, it's not my hammock chair. I'm bringing it to Virginia. It's going to be a gift to read. But I like laying in there and read, chilling like that, especially in the afternoon when it's hot. Anyway, bars like. Okay, now you know one of the most famous bars ever come from Black America. Yeah, talk about the man, the myth, the legend, the grandfather, the godfather, well, you can't say God. Of my generation, my contemporary, Gil Scott Heron said the revolution would not be televised. Good poem, right? Well, Commander Ibrahim. He altered the boss because you're supposed to update anyway. He says, the revolution is not televised, it's organized. Bars. The revolution is not televised, it's organized. Oh, come on. Take that technology out of there. Those what do you call that? What I was saying about the technology, the technology. Hey, that's the bars from the '60s too. The revolution is not televised; it's organized. Those are some bars. That's what Ibrahim Traore, Captain Ibrahim Traore, who I guess he's moving to another position now. I don't know if he's going to still be captain because he's abdicating well, I say abdicating, but he's leaving the power shift as head of the country. That's what he announced. Something else like that. Okay, right. That's a bar. Another bar, because there was some sort of, I like the word kerfuffle too. That's not an academic, it's just a word. I just like the word kerfuffle. It sounds like a word that my grandmother would use, but she didn't use that word, you know. But anyway. One of his, people came and they say the people in the government, the people who sit in judgment, whatever government he got going there, they came and he says something. Oh man, you said something, and they say it's dictatorial or something like that, and my commander in chief, Brother Ibrahim, He said, I'm not consolidating, I'm stabilizing. Just a second. Did you hear them bars? Because I think the guy said, though, they're accusing you of consolidating power. He says, let me read it off the page that I wrote it on. I'm not consolidating, I'm stabilizing. Oh, bars. Sometimes I actually like the younger people because they anything new that comes along, I like to, like Barack Obama, I like to jump in there and try to claim it as my own. Now, not like Barack Obama, never mind, let's leave that alone. Here's one. Here's one he said in one of his speeches. Here's another bar. This will be the third bar I'm giving you because the fourth bar is going to be a monster. So I'm going to do the third bar right now. He says, they had said something about daddy and his response was, we must reclaim our rhythm from the soil up. I put duh in there. I like duh, like my people's, the Gullah Geechees, we say duh. We don't say the, we say duh. Anyway, that's the point. Sure, it's like I'm going to pronounce it like Gullah Geechee, right? We must reclaim our rhythm from the soil up. Did you hear that? Rhythm. Now you're talking about black people. Rhythm, swagger. We're talking about, get the rhythm. We got to reclaim our rhythm. We got to get back into the groove, because the colonizer, them people were trying to knock us off, and then of course, if we dumb enough to start listening to that, then we got that happening there, and we're not paying attention to our rhythm, and so therefore, we're polluted by their rhythm, and then what happens is we sort of get knocked off our game. We end up, bathing in their backwash, their filth. We be doing that, and we losing our. So what we got to do is like just marginalize them, keep them where they need to be on the sidelines, wherever, up in the hills, out in the ocean, wherever. Africa is a continent, so they don't have to be on the continent. If you ain't in our rhythm, then you claim the rhythm of the people you want. Claim the rhythm up there in Europe or wherever you claiming your rhythm from, that you want to bring your rhythm there and shoot and maim and kill and steal. That's a different rhythm. We have a different. The brothers say we got to claim our rhythm. I call it our humanity. I get that from Mangalisa Robert Sabukwe. He said to live in Africa, to live on the African continent, you gotta be humane. You gotta have humanity. Well, you gotta be a human being. So I follow in that regard. I follow Mangalisa Robert Sabukwe. Ain't that a monster? We must reclaim our rhythm from the soil up. Now, you got to know soil is an African. That's pure African. We don't say that. It's not Black American. Like American African. It's African. When we say son of the soil, from the soil, that's blackity black, African black. See, when somebody say you son, they try to say that Barack Obama was a son of the soil. I don't know what kind of soil. He from a polluted soil. He's influenced by them soils. So why you leave the boy alone? Leave the Barack man alone. He got enough problems as it is, man. Obviously, man, he ain't getting no. He ain't getting none, because he ain't his. Okay, that's a personal matter there. Okay, I promise you the fourth one. Are you ready for it? Now this is the one that got me. I found this one before all the other stuff. Actually, when I heard this one, I started listening to the other stuff, right? Now you talk about bars. Oh. You ready? Now hold on to your seats. Now, are you sitting down? Okay, you keep standing up. Are your feet in the soil? Come on now, the Blue Light Brigade. We're still in blue light. I guess we still. Oh, we might be in that. Remember? But we have blue light like a half hour before sunrise. To have the dawn. Half hour before sunrise. So for 20 minutes you have blue light, and then you have a 10-minute window there before the the grand rising happens, before the new day begins, and that 10 minutes, that's when we have our real thinking, thinking, making sure, putting things in place. So when the grand rising happens, we're ready. Okay, we're in that period. I'm sure we're in that period. You ready for it? This is the bars of the quote of the day, the bars of the day, the bars of the week. This could be the bars of the season, of this epoch. These bars are going to carry us through to the September reparations gathering that's going to happen in Ethiopia. By the way, now Blue Light Brigade, come on now. I know everybody's getting ready, right? We're getting our bodies together, we're getting our minds together, getting our ducats together to get to Ethiopia, to Addis Ababa, because there's going to be a gathering. Supposedly start September 7th. We got to be there a little bit before, like 3 or 5 days before. Well, about 3 days, whatever. Sometime before, get to lay the land, because Blue Light Brigade. Here's where we roll. We got to survey, man. We got to do our intelligence when we get someplace, see where things are at, where the bongs are, make some meaningful connections before. Because if you go when the conference starts, then you got all the vipers coming and people, you got to get some meaningful connections like that, and then you have the gathering, and then after you got to make it like 7 days after, because the connections that you make, somebody might be, I don't know. What's down from Eritrea or something like that, invite you down to Eritrea, you might be able to make the trip. So so that's get more ducats than you need, that kind of thing, or make sure people can simply. You understand what I'm saying? Okay. Here's the bars. I don't want to say the bars of the century because that's a little hyperbole. Africa is not the future. Oh, let's stop right there. What? But Africa is not the future? Whoa. I understand people getting upset or mad at me. Gotta listen to the whole thing. That's the problem. We so instant. We be impatient. We want to get to the point. The first thing we hear, we react. That's the headline or whatever have you. Africa is not the future. Then I put a semicolon. I like, oh, hey, wait, well. The sun has risen. The grand rising has happened. So we got, just a second, we'll finish. Just relax. Oh yeah, and relax. And what we're going to do is we're going to breathe in through our nose, deep breath through our nose, and we're going to follow it with a little small breath, a supporting breath. And then we're going to breathe out. 3 movements. Okay, here we go. Oh, forgot. Now, when you do it, make sure you expand your rib cage, right? Welcome to the new day. Don't you just? This is the Grand Rising report. Let me finish the report here right now. And we hit it. All that stuff was during the. Don't worry about the part. You understand the part? Okay. Africa is not the future. Now, I know a lot of people run around there, you got the politicians say, Africa is the future, and all the politicians, they saying like, oh, the young people are the future, Africa is the future, the continent has got more young people under 30, and so it's the future, and you have the populace is going to be blah, 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 blah. Check this out. Here's the funny thing. India, I'm in India right now. They say it's the most populous country in the world. That's because if you go by countries, absolutely true. But now, Africa, if they do what they're supposed to do and become one entity, one Africa, let's call this new country one Africa, then automatically Africa will be the most populous country in the world if you go for those kind of things. The stuff that they throw in your head. Anyway, one Africa. Africa is not the future. Africa is the force shaping the now. Oh, stop, duck. Okay, I hate to do it this way. Did I call it? Come on, Blue Light Brigade. What have I always said? We don't exist. The past, the historian, they gave us information. The Sankofa, we can Sankofa it, we Sankofa in it, the past informing the future, whatever it is, like that. But it's the past, Then I said the future, you envision things, you work towards things, you're moving towards things, you're rolling towards things. We understand that. But what do I say? We exist in the now. Yeah, we can, some of us can, look, let them other, Blue Light Brigade, let them other people concerned and inform us about the past. There's a lot of people doing that. And let other people well, we think, what we should do, and the people blah, blah, blah. Let them do that. And don't get me wrong, we have our vision too, but we don't have to articulate our vision. Like we don't have to, constantly reminded about the past. Why? Because we about the now. The right now. Did I lose a page? I don't care if I lose. I'll find the page again. I'll find it again. Oh, before my lose can stop. Oh, right there. Africa is not the future. Africa is the force. Africa is the force. That's what Blue Light Brigade, we're the force. Shaping the now. We're nowists. We're a force shaping the now. We're a force. As nowists, we are shapers. We are a force. So Blue Light Brigade, now that you know who you really are, this is your core. Let the historians and the academics be the historians and the academics. Let the politicians and the promises be the promises. We exist for an Africa that's a force for the now. Just want you to know that. Check y'all later.